All right, this is a big one. Now, this might be too bold of a statement, but I am someone who uses bold statements all the time, for better or worse. I'm going to say whoever loses this series will eventually, at the conclusion of Group B, be relegated. Bold statement, right? It's probably too bold. There's a lot of things that are going to happen. But, you know, you've got Dragonstar here who got 3-0'd by Hera. And you have Barles who got 3-0'd by Velez. Both players are actually in a group, which is why my statement's probably bold and stupid. They're in a group where things are very uncertain right now. Yo got 1 win out of 2 rounds, and Yo is the player that you expected to maybe do better than that. And then you have Bruh, who had beaten Yo 2-1, who's on 2 points, and maybe Dragonstar and Barles had looked at him and said, hey, he's one of our easier opponents in the group. So Dragonstar losing to Hera 3-0 isn't that big of a letdown. Barles may be a bit more of a letdown to get 3-0'd by Velez simply because he was very competitive in that match. In fact, I think he could have won 2 out of those 3 games. So both players, after being 3-0'd in their first round, show up here in the second round. I don't remember exactly who they play next, but, you know, of course, they've got some of the other names in their group to face. So they would both have to face Mr. Yo. They would both have to face Bruh. One of them would face Velez. One of them would face Hera, so some big names coming up. We have Gurjaras or Barles. Surprise, surprise. And we have Lithuanians for Dragonstar. When I said surprise, surprise about Gurjaras for Barles, I was being sarcastic. But I'm actually shocked to see Lithuanians picked on Arabia here for Dragonstar. I forget what the home maps are. I think if I caught a glimpse of it, I think Game 2 will be either Gold Rush or Arena, and then Game 3 will be the one that's left. So it'll be fun to see some Arena and also some Gold Rush action here. But yeah, we saw this matchup earlier, and we've seen the Gurjaras dominate a lot, and the Gurjaras do seem to be like one of those picks that players want to prioritize. But we're not seeing it banned every series. So, again, think about the order of things on the draft. So, I think the way the order would go is you have Dragonstar first ban. Second ban would be Barles. This is based on the player seeds, right? And then, wait. Yeah, okay, wait. Am I wrong? Excuse me. I think it was Barles first ban, Dragonstar second ban, Barles first pick. So most likely what's happened here is Barles, he didn't ban Gurjaras himself. There wasn't a ban then from Dragonstar. Wait, no, I've got this wrong. Shoot, I'm confusing you guys. I'm really sorry. It's been a long day. I think whoever gets the final ban gets the first pick. So what I should have stuck with was, as this boar is not going to be killed, I think it was Dragonstar first ban, Barles second ban, then Barles first pick, and then the 2 picks go over to Dragonstar. So my guess is when the ban rolled around to Barles, he was like, oh, I guess I won't ban it, and then I'll pick it first. And then who knows what the other civilizations were for Dragonstar. Again, it's been a long day. I try and explain the draft order because 99.999% of the people who listen and watch, they probably never done a draft before. And it's very important to talk about how that works in relation to how strong civilizations are. Now, I think we had 3 losses today for the Gurjaras, right? So someone's saying, why don't they just give the win to Barles? I mean, I agree the civ is strong. But, oh, I know what Dragonstar's going to do, I think. No, actually, I don't. I'm wrong. Sorry, Dragonstar has this crazy forward. I talked about it in his first round against Hera. I don't think he's going to go forward. But he does have a build order with Lithuanians and with Huns, where he goes forward with 4 villagers, builds the barracks and archery range next to their face, and just spams trash units. Also talked about that with Byzantines with him. But now he's going to go... Whoa! Holy crap, this is a really fast, really tight build order for Man-at-Arms. This is about a full minute faster than a normal Man-at-Arm build. And if you look at Barles here, game 1, he went forward, and I think based on what he saw, he is not going to be expecting this. He's come back home to push in more food. And I think Barles is going to be opening up with scouts. Let's see if he gets surprised by this. Okay, 2 militia. So late with the 3rd militia. 3rd militia on the way. Barles still just going to push deer. No. He thought about it. He's like, maybe not. And now he sees militia. Okay, did he make the stable yet? No, okay, this is important. So if he realizes it is militia, what some players will do is they will no longer go scouts and they will add an archery range. Now he's got to get the walls down. Dragonstar is going to block. He almost got a scout walled in. Blocking, blocking, blocking. Doesn't have man-at-arms yet, but can he kill a Vil? What a great build. No! Barles walls it in. What a sick play from Barles there. How did he save that villager? Now, again, this is a full minute faster, maybe 40 seconds faster than what you normally see. And Barles doesn't have his building yet. So he needs to decide, do I go archery range? Do I go stable? And there's lots of mistakes that could be made. Like right here, I'm pretty sure there's a hole. Yep, there's a hole. And oh god, don't lose your freaking turkeys, man. Oh no. Guys, if he loses this mill, I think he's actually, he placed the palisade so we can repair it. He could lose his turkeys, and that's his food income. That's his only food income. Amazing build order here from Dragonstar. And he's even bringing a spearman forward right now. And this is how you stop the Gurjaras, is take down that mill. Oh, the villager died? Oh, excuse me. I didn't notice the villager died there. So Barles has lost the villager. Now has to go for additional quick walls. And I would love to see Dragonstar just protect this archer with the spearman. He's got to bring the archers and spears forward here. So far, he has not ejected the turkeys from that mill, which means that that food income has still been there for Barles, who actually has 0 seconds of TC idle time. That pressure was insane. Let's see if Barles can defend from this now. Starting to mass skirmishers. This is what I meant. You need to protect your archers from that camel. Great job from Dragonstar. I have a lot of viewers in India. I have a lot of fans from India. There's also just a lot of people in general from India. There is not a lot of high-level players from India. And Dragonstar, for the past year, has been committing. I think he's building up towards that point in his life where he needs to make decisions on, am I going to like get a job, you know, or can I actually give this competitive AoE thing more of a go? And here, I told him I couldn't tease, of course, that Titans League was happening, but I knew where he was at with his life. And I said, hey, like, listen, give it another 6 months from where we're at right now. I've got some cool things on the way, and we'll see what happens. And that's huge. That's so huge. This damage was insane. So I think he killed a turkey or two. He's now taken out the mill, so that'll need to be rebuilt. And that's why Gurjaras have felt really strong. Is keeping the turkeys or the sheep, whatever, inside the mill. What a beautiful build order from him. He can also take these home right now. He's a very aggressive player. Barles tends to be a little bit more defensive, which I guess we've seen here, but it's not like his uptime wasn't quick. He went up 18 pop, I think. He just was not expecting this speed. Dragonstar. All right. So, checking eco upgrades. They both have the wood upgrade. Barles is making another mill, which feels less than ideal because he doesn't have many turkeys remaining anymore. He doesn't have to worry about being housed. He's not going to be housed much longer. He's going to have... Oh, he's getting horse color, I guess. He didn't even have that, so he has to research it. That's funny. But yeah, I think Dragonstar... I tried to do a similar thing earlier in one of the games I played. I think he might just macro his way up to the next stage from here. Feeling like he's ahead, but he does have to worry and respect these skirmishers. Because for the most part, all he's making is ranged units right now. That said, still has the starting scout. And then also has added a stable somewhere, I thought. No, I must have just seen the starting scout and thought it was a new one. Because you could always consider just adding scouts now up against the skirmishers. Wow. What a great game. An amazing opening here from the Indian pro, Dragonstar. And he continues to push. Barles. He needs to get his eco up and running, but he's doing so with the farms. Does have one turkey inside the mill, so that's something. But oof, the micro and the fight here for Dragonstar so good. Chewing up the skirmishers with the leftover man-at-arm and scout. This is all before fletching, by the way, so he didn't have that. Nor did Barles, I guess, so it was all even. And the resource is looking better for Dragonstar to maybe head up towards the next age. Guys, Dragonstar played a lot of events over the past year. So you have your S tier events, right? Your 10, 20, $30,000 events. You could try and compete in those. It's always tricky though. You've got one shot, then you're done, right? Played a lot of the couple $1,000 events. He played in an event called World Rumble. And I forget the names of the people he beat. I think he beat ACCM. I think he beat Tato. I think he beat Miguel. Maybe Fire or something. Forgive me, I should probably look at results before I say names. But that event didn't include I think the top 10 it was. But I think he got first place. Can someone look that up for me? That was probably his best result. Obviously got some prize pool from that and then some confidence. But he's looked really good ever since. You don't see him as much because of his time zone. So he doesn't play ladder against some of the big names as much because he is on the other side of the planet. That's part of the issue for him maybe at times. It's always a whole conversation of what time you're playing and all that, but started to get results in tourneys, and now he's up, and he's like really fast here. I think the key for him is just going to be, because he didn't kill that many villagers, it's going to be making sure the faster castle age means something for you here. It appears my stream has frozen in my absence. I'm seeing ACCM placing a defensive castle in game 2. Yeah, you might want to refresh there, man. He beat Miguel 4-1 in the final to win World Rumble. Yeah, played really good. The funny story about that, as Barles gets a Vill kill and Barles is up to castle age. Let's see if he'll recover. Miguel, so I forget what event it was, but I had to pay Dragonstar. And Dragonstar said, hey, do you mind if you just give that money right to Miguel? Because I want to pay for training from him. And I said, I'm sorry, but like, it's just easier. Send an invoice. Like, I got to do this professionally. Sorry. He said, no problem. So I guess I sent him the money. Then he hires Miguel for training. And then like a month later, he beats Miguel 4-1. I remember Miguel telling me about that. I thought that was really funny. And it wasn't like he knew he was going to be up against Miguel and he was trying to learn from him or something. It just happened to be the case, and then he beat Miguel. Okay, here are crossbows and skirms. 2 archers are still here. So they could get some value. Right now, the Vill count, very close. And as much as I've said good things here about Barles, or about Dragonstar, sorry, I need to say some good things about Barles, because Barles has really done a great job to stay in this. I don't know how he got up to this age, and I don't know how he's been able to get 2 villager kills before castle age. Still in a constant position of damage control, though, and trying to stay alive. He's trying to get elite skirmisher out right now. He's placed the siege workshop, but he can't actually move in. Still has 1 archer here. That will soon be dealt with. And, dude, he's under so much pressure. And the siege workshop won't last too long. But then again, there's not any upgrades on the knights. So if he has elite skirmisher and he can just keep this up for as long as possible, I think he'll actually push it away. And yeah, he does. Actually, elite skirm didn't come in just yet. Now it comes in. This is actually not bad for Barles. It's not great. But at the end of the day, I do think that it's going to force Dragonstar out of crossbows. Dragonstar is on 2 TCs right now producing villagers, though, so he'll gain a Vill lead there. And obviously has had a lot of control over the game. It's awesome how many up-and-coming sick players there are in the game right now. Yeah, and that's, I've talked about it a lot, but that means a lot to me. And that's why we used a ranking system based on all events instead of just S tier or just high-level players' opinions. And that's why this league feels necessary for me, and that's why I was really passionate about it. Above the gamers, you have to think about like the humans too. Something that I think gets lost in all the madness. And we have a very old esports scene, and I talk a lot to a lot of players in the community. There are a lot of players who are on that brink where they're like, I need to work. What am I going to do? It's not like they're 19, like, hey, let's try it out for a couple years, see what happens. Got a lot of guys, mid-20s, late 20s, early 30s. Opportunities, if they're not plentiful, will mean that they can't play the game as much. So it's part of the big reason why I wanted to do this. And so far, the feedback's been pretty awesome. 3rd TC right now for Dragonstar, but we are realizing now that that's a lot of skirms. leading to him have to fall away, but he at least maintains his army count. And honestly, I think Barles with control here could do some pretty crazy things. We'll add his second TC here now. Remember, if this ever turns into Knights from Lithuanians, the Gujaras do additional bonus damage. So lots of crossbowmen here for Dragonstar. I'm starting to have concerns with Dragonstar's macro a little bit. His farming count doesn't look that great. He knows he needs to prep, though, for the elite skirm, so that's not going to come as a surprise to him. Or at least it shouldn't come as a surprise to him. But yeah, look at this. Ballistics on the way for Barles right now. Siege is ready. The Knights and the skirms are ready. Not so sure they can take an easy fight here. Also, Ballistics never came in for Dragonstar. I think he might believe he's clicked it, but little loop-de-loop here. Dragonstar full defense. We should see another TC for Barles soon. But man, again, these camels should melt the Knights. And the skirms will melt the Knights too, because there's just not a lot of upgrades. Feels like one big mango shot, and suddenly Dragonstar can breathe a little bit again. Barles is going to see that, moves away. Again, wait for that third town center. He does have the resources now. Barles with 24 seconds of TC idle time is so impressive after everything that happened. Not the best TC to place, I guess, but a necessary one. As he maybe wants some stone here. Okay. I guess Barles is struggling to find opportunities to do damage, but... Oh! Oh, it's a massive shot! So many of those skirms are weak now. Those skirms are walking dead men. Now the crossbows could actually be more effective against this, and that's why Barles is backing away. Ballistics is now in for Dragonstar, 22 on food, so his macro has actually really improved ever since he's moved home. Still wouldn't comfortably move out with the crossbows, don't get me wrong, but you can at least take some engagements now and actually know that you're going to do some damage, whereas otherwise, without that shot, you would not be patrolling in. Siege Workshop in the middle for Barles. This is a great game. It's only round 2 of 5, but it does feel like since neither of these players have any wins, that this is kind of a do well or die later scenario. Especially with some of the players that they have coming up in their group. And the big name that Dragonstar lost 3-0 to was Hera in the first round. Barles will eventually have to face him. And then the big name that, as we see the skirms and the crossbows engage, that Barles lost to was Velez, and Dragonstar will eventually have to face him. But man, what a position there. That position is so good. That's a lovely position from Barles. And lovely timing, too, because he knows that he needs to have that soon. Otherwise, he could be pushed out across the map. And this is just not... You never want to be fighting uphill in Age of Empires 2. It's always an awkward position. There's one relic for Dragonstar, by the way, so he does have a bit of extra attack to help. But doesn't have bloodlines, doesn't even have armor. I think he'll prioritize that, but... If I were him, I would also prioritize a little bit of extra siege here. I think he's looking for this relic right now. He might not find that one. 27 on food, or 30 on food versus 30 on food. It's so close right now. We have Shravamshas being mixed in here from Barles, who's clawed this one back after a rough start. His army count's insane. His micro's incredible. Dragonstar's micro's not too bad either, though. Dragonstar shouldn't go in here for the siege, I don't think. But maybe he feels if he can take it out, he can do something. I don't know about that fight for Dragonstar. There's still more siege for Barles. He now doesn't have the Knights. Feels like he forced the engagement a bit. And now Barles with the split micro. The villager still has to repair. And now there's a shot on the siege here, which he misses. But now the crossbows could deal with it. But there will be another volley. And the volley does land twice. Oh, no. Oh, man. Barles is taking the lead now. He's still so confident with his units. He still runs in. No hesitation. And I think mixing in the Shravamshas, even though the skirms go down, mixing in the Shravamshas when there's no knights is just the perfect play here. Barles, 22 army, 17 army right now for Dragonstar, who's clearly trying to up his production right now. But it does bring you back to that question of, like, how do you counter the Gujaras and what do you make? I think if the Gujaras get ahead of you with army, you're done. They can make everything. Travamshas for your archers. Camels for your knights. Honestly, you know how Turks don't have elite skirm and don't have pikemen? Honestly, if there was ever a civ that would have that apart, that would have the same issue apart from Turks, it might have to be Gujaras, because they do have those options. Here you've got the knights against the Travamshas as they'll run away. And look at how the position for Barles has just exploded ever since that fight. Because he's able to look at his eco a bit more now. And expand it. Does need to be careful here. Boom, big shot. Still one relic for Dragonstar, which is so unfortunate. He is so close to seeing that one. I could even venture down here to see this one, but I like the counterattack. Not something we've seen from him in a long time. Does unfortunately seem to be focused elsewhere, as he still has to micro and pay attention in the middle. These knights are going to run in. This is also what he was focused on. We'll see if Barles can deal with that. Lots of small armies that need to be microed right now. There's 3 spots. Barles hits the crossbows, loses the skirms, and also misses another shot. But can he get one? Oh, it was still really good micro there from Dragonstar. And Dragonstar's bringing it back. Dragonstar still has the Vil lead. He has the army lead again. And now here he comes out across the map. But we have Barles, who's somehow on the way to the Imperial Age right now. Also, Dragonstar's a unique player with his bases, man. You see how many random buildings he's got? He's all in, by the way. He's going to go crossbow and he's going to go knights. He is all in Castle Age right now. And Dragonstar really needs to react here. He needs his knights to be attacking. And I think he's going to need crossbowmen, because if Barles is able to make camels, he needs something out there that can deal with those camels. So it's really important for him that he doesn't lose these crossbowmen, but he will. Skirm's getting their value. Villagers coming forward for Dragonstar now. Will ultimately win this fight, and I think complete that castle. 1 relic for both. 75 population, or sorry, 76 kills for 76. This game is incredibly close. This is one of the most competitive games we've had so far in Titans League. And Barles needs to get the camel production rolling. He seems to have a lot of faith in his camels, but I would be careful if I were him with that castle. Barles, are you kidding me? I know they do extra bonus damage, but my guy, you don't have the numbers necessarily. Maybe he does? I don't know. The knights get the hill. The villagers are exposed. Barles, wall up your vills. Oh, no. Barles, are you kidding me? I think Barles needed that castle more defensive. In the moment, he had to decide, and now he needs to place the castle more defensively. And Dragonstar is on the way to the Imperial Age. That castle... that castle was very questionable. In fact, it was so questionable, I almost called it a quassle. Like a quacking castle. Everyone knows what that is. Excuse me. He doesn't have a lot of army, right? He rushed to the Imperial Age, whereas Dragonstar was continuing to produce. He does have TCs with Bodkin Arrow and Ballistics. He does have some camels. So I think all this stuff will be cleared. He also has raiding Travamshas and even raiding camels. Really annoying for Dragonstar. What he doesn't have is easy control over this gold, as Dragonstar's camping it. And he doesn't have army clearing up these knights right now. Oh my word. This will get dealt with by Dragonstar. Still wondering what he's going to make. And right now it looks like he's going to continue to make cav. At a certain point he has to respect the camels, but I guess we haven't reached that point yet. Still 1 relic for Dragonstar, by the way. And I guess he clicked his monk to the north now. Does he still not see? Okay, he could see the relic. He's just distracted. Lithuanians do not get Arbalest. And there's the unique tech that makes everything cheaper for Barles. So, I mean, that's a big deal here. Dragonstar showing his skill with deathmatch and late game as he expands his eco and places castles on crucial hills. I would continue to make camels if I'm Barles, and I would continue to raid incessantly if I'm Dragonstar. Maybe even consider saving your gold and just going light cav. I think that could be really good. Like, guys, these raids are so effective with this unit because you can't catch it with anything that counters it. It's the fastest unit in the game. It's, in these situations, one of the best things you could raid with. Love how Dragonstar's been able to take some of this stone, but I don't like how he's going to take this fight. Again, these camels should own due to the additional bonus damage. And the crossbows don't get much better. He pulls back to a castle. We still are seeing more cav, and we still have a few camels out there for Dragonstar who's struggling to get his numbers together. Now, if he doesn't have heavy camel, which he's now getting, I guess, then it becomes a problem. Okay, he is going to get relic number 2. I think the monk's on the way back with that. There's also a relic down here, and I love how Barles is stonewalled up. No trebuchets yet from Dragonstar. He is making Latus, which I think would be better because they ignore armor. Dragonstar really building up those castles. And we had a similar conversation earlier today. Like, what do you make as Lithuanians against these camels? Latus did not work there. Latus did not work. Let's see if it works here. No heavy camel. Best time to maybe take the fight. At the end, you lose a lot of your cav. Now, if you go Latus and Halb, I think it's a bit different. In the game we talked about earlier, there was chakram throwers, and the chakram throwers were out to deal with the Halbs. So it's definitely a different situation. The castles are there. The golden comes there for Dragonstar right now. And now he's got 2 relics. And with a 30 villager lead, I really think that he could mix in some speedy pikemen. And then it's a different game. This is what Dragonstar can see. And his castle positions are going to be really helpful because of the upgrades he researched for his archers earlier. Now we have Barles trying to switch into light cap. I mean, the guy still can't even easily take this gold. He doesn't have this gold scouted. He will get this relic, but it feels like Dragonstar is building up for the kill here. 180 population. He's just shooting up with eco and military and everything. And he goes for a castle that Barles can't stop. And if Barles doesn't have gold, Barles will die to this. He doesn't actually have a single camel in production. It was an amazing opening in Feudal Age from Dragonstar. An exciting opening to watch because you just don't see it every day. To counter the Gujaras, you probably should focus on the mill, but that never actually happens because they defend the area, right? That's probably the first competitive time I've seen a player lose their mill in a 1v1. It's just not normally a thing, but it was a thing because of his build. He's proven me wrong with the Lithuanians. Oh god, moonwalking Lightcav. He's trying to defend this side. Barles is trying to get some control back by going for raids, but it's not a position where he can afford to raid. He needs to defend it with defend his base with everything he's got right now. Obviously, if this distracts his opponent, then his opponent might not be able to push as fast, but this push is getting crazy right now. You need the camels. 4 camels, you need the gold. Barles has 1 relic bringing him gold, and that's it. And the raids, I think, will be dealt with. We even have the stone walls now for Dragonstar in the back. I think we'll even see a castle maybe here on the right side. The only thing that I could really say Dragonstar has to do that he hasn't done is scout the right corner. With his relics, stone, it's something you should keep an eye on. But Barles has had similar problems. And he's just hoping the cheap hussars can do something for him. He's just trying to raid nonstop. Trying to take control over the game. Notice how Dragonstar still focuses on the front, though. He never runs back with anything, which is what Barles wants. Still continues his focus. 16 plus 4 attack. 16 plus 4 attack. 20 attack on the latest. Barles goes in for the Trebs. He will lose his hussars. The castle goes down. And Barles is going to be sitting here thinking, my goodness, I was told that the Gujaras were OP. Someone in T90's chat said that this game might as well be over at the very start because Gujaras are that OP. T90 has been talking about how Gujaras are OP. I think Gujaras allowed Barles to get back into the game. Don't get me wrong, but my goodness, what a game. That was an amazing game and a great play from Dragonstar. Again, there were some small question marks. He took control in early castle, and then he started to get pushed back. The camels became a problem. The skirms became a problem. The micro from Barles became a problem. But ultimately, the guy was able to out-macro, out-micro, out-produce. And he gets his first win, and what a big one that is. Both players had yet to taste victory prior to this. 206 units killed by Dragonstar. Curious on some of the other stats here. You can see that in terms of total resources, Dragonstar was ahead, but there was a lot more, well, not a lot more food, a little bit more wood and food there for Barles. That gold count for Dragonstar. You know, I guess I really think Barles needed his castle. I know it might have been trebbed down, but I really think that was a goof up from him. If he would have placed his castle here before ever placing it here, he's probably mining the gold, right? I think if he's mining the gold, then he can actually make camels. And maybe he just didn't realize that he wasn't fully saturating this gold either. Because it's not like it wasn't out there. He was taking risks for this gold. His food eco was fine. I really think he needed more camels. But, you know, Dragonstar got one step ahead. And then he had switched into the speedy halbs. And he had 30 halbs in queue and that game ended. Impressive stuff. Alrighty, so after game one, Dragonstar is probably feeling great. It's a play all three here. Barles still looking for a victory. And Barles playing as the Tatars here on Gold Rush, which would have been his home map choice. Interesting choice. And then Dragonstar's gone for the Byzantines. Again, because I'm casting so many sets, I'm not looking at the maps and the drafts and all that stuff for every single game. But I do remember that Dragonstar picked Byzantines in his series against Hera. And he had some other civs remaining, like Mayans, and I was just thinking, like, why? Don't get me wrong. I mean, Byzantines could kind of counter every single civilization, but the big thing that stands out for them is they do not have an eco bonus. Now, if you think way back, it's been a bit now. I think it was HC4 qualifiers. It was a best of 7 decider. Winner ends up moving on to getting in the main event. I believe it was Barles and Hart. Hart was up 3-1. Barles came back to win 4-3 to make it in. And I think game 7, Barles had Tatars. And I forget if it was Khmer or if it was Malians. I think Hart had the other one. Or maybe the civs were swapped. But anyways, Tatars were involved. Gold Rush is a map where the majority of the gold's towards the middle. I think Tatars are a pretty good shout here because you get the extra food on the sheep, which allows you to go fast castle. Free thumb ring means you can work towards crossbows and maybe some cav archers. And then you also do more damage when fighting on top of hills, which I think is very helpful on a map like this. Oh, man. Map gen for Dragonstar is going to be really rough. Oh, man. This is super ugly with that gold. So 4 tiles way out here. And then he's got 3 tiles over here. Believe me, we have tried millions of different ways. We've got it to a point where like 1 out of every 25 generations is like really, really solid. But this, I haven't seen a generation like this in all my testing. This gold is just not protected by anything. And compare it with Barles, right? He's got this 4 tile gold in the back. Easy wall in. And then this gold even, you know, has a wood line there. So that might affect your strategy choices here. We'll see. Barles has gone forward to scout, has found the enemy. Also has seen the gold, so I don't know if he'll be able to see it the same way we do. But I could see both players going fast castle here. I do not like Byzantines here. I do not think that it's a good pick with other civilizations remaining at this stage of the event. Unless he wants to go for some crazy forward. I said that against Hera, too. I was like, if he goes forward, I've seen him do it before. It can be really strong. Now, what's nice about this version is you can town center the gold on both sides. It's not like whoever town centers the middle or castles the middle wins. Both players can kind of take control there. Walling for Dragonstar. Barles has to be thinking, wait a second, where's his other gold? So you have 4 tiles, and then you have 3 tiles somewhere else. But I don't think he'll stick around to check that. At a barracks right now. And he has seen the walls, so he's maybe going to abandon making any militia now that he's seen the walls. Looks to me like he's going to pull his scout home. I'm a little sad he's not going to make a militia. I would love to see him round up all the lions and send them towards his opponent's base. That is a strategy. But yeah, Dragonstar is going to click up here. 20 population with Byzantines. His gold's exposed. He does have cheap spearmen and cheap skirmishers that doesn't cost gold. Let's see if he goes forward here. Sorry, bad scouting. Okay, here you go. Sees the walls, sees the gold. The thing you should know if you prepare on this map is you always run right through the middle to avoid the wolves. If you run on the elevation, you're going to run into wolves. So there's normally gaps in the middle that allows forwarding. This is an intentional choice on our part because we didn't want people to be totally discouraged, but we didn't want to remove the wolves because it's kind of a part of Gold Rush which people like. Yeah, Viper played Mayans. Again, I didn't look at the Civ draft, but I feel like Mayans would be good. And, oh, the scout is trapped. Barles with the plays. What a great play from him. Scout's dead now for Dragonstar. And the guys picked Byzantines on Gold Rush. Have not seen that before, and here he comes with 3 villagers right through the middle. I kind of like Biz here against Tatar since middle control will be important. Yeah, in theory, yes. I think not having a Dark Age eco bonus can be a problem. Ions, the resources last longer. Britons, you collect the sheep faster. I feel like the Tatars are pretty good to just wall up and go fast castle. And remember, Viper did that with Mayans. Okay, so he runs right through the middle. So he knows. I actually think Barles will find this because Barles is trying to push in this hunt. Let's see if Barles spots this. Obviously, losing that scout is so bad for Dragonstar because if he had a feudal age scout, Barles would never get this food. That scout would have to hide. So that is essentially brought a 300 food swing and a military unit swing. Starting scout is so important. It's like fast castle should be fairly easy. We have spearmen, we have skirmishers now. Dragonstar does know that there's a gold tier, and he also knows there's a gold tier. But how is he ever expecting to break through here? The Mayan bonus is the resources lasting longer as Dragonstar is now housed. Resources lasting longer basically means that you get 10% more of whatever you're collecting. That's how it works. I love Dragonstar's forward, but I'm not sure Gold Rush is really that map. The meta here is at least recently, been a lot of fast castle play. But he has to start somewhere. Let's see. He's going to drop a tower there. And Barles might... Okay, just counter tower. This might also lead to this being... Is this a bot right now? This is a bot! I'm here to say big thank you to Dr. Whatever for his great powerful love spell and his great spirits for saving my relationship. Wait, mods, don't time this out. No one would believe that I and my ex would ever come back together again lovers. But this great spellcaster united us in just 24 hours. Dr. Whatever is truly a great and honest online spellcaster. Contact email this or this. Wow, okay, we can ban it now. You guys really picking the wrong audience, man. Really picking the wrong audience, these bots these days. Oh, jeez. Man, I know, like, there's lots of jokes to be made since moving here because some of the bots can be wild. But at least the bots are fun here, man. The bots on Twitch, they were annoying. I look forward to a good old bot post here on Facebook Gaming. Ay, ay, ay. Man, by the way, these villagers... Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. The lion. Wait, he saw it. He saw the lion. I think he saw the lion. No, he doesn't see the lion, but the lion's there. Ah! Run away. Okay, they're here to save their people. And the people survive. Whew. Oh my god. Now there's lions everywhere, so you have to be very careful. Guys, listen, I have to say it, alright? This is a bad strat. It's not a good strat. It's not a good civ to pick here. I don't know what Dragonstar was thinking. I know it's mean and harsh and whatnot. It's a bad strat. I've never seen this before. I think there's a lot of reasons why we haven't seen this before. I don't know what he practiced necessarily. Now, I will probably eat my words and he will come back and win or something, but it's just not a good strategy. I don't love what this has done for him so far. Now, I say all these words, and at the end of the day, Dragonstar, maybe he felt some pressure to go forward and wasn't going to do that because, he saw his gold. I don't know exactly, but he is going to click up in a moment, and we will see what the plan ends up being for Barles, because realistically, Barles can't build a town center. And, well, actually, he might buy the stone. It wouldn't surprise me if he buys 100 stone instead of collects it here. I mean, him adding the second archer range changes my mind, so he's going to go cav archers. All right. So, speaking of stone, Dragonstar now doesn't have stone to be able to tower his gold. So, he's going to need to build up skirmishers if he thinks his opponent's going to go cav archers. Pretty common with the Tatars to see cav archers. And yeah, there goes Barles just to collect the 30 stone, which will take him to 105. And then he can build the TC with 100 of that. So again, quick and easy fast castle behind some walls. We now have a stable for Dragonstar, as I think he's maybe debating on going into some camels here. Again, really needs to get some stone here. He doesn't actually have a market, so I think a town center on the golds and you're fine. We'll see if he's able to get there. Here come the cav archers. We're also going to see the TC here, I guess. And the cav archers should go directly towards that gold. There go the villagers to recoup the stone for Dragonstar. Again, though, just really struggling to have the army. Big boom approach for Barles, though. He's not going to rush Bodcanero, apparently. He wants Ville production instead. There's his TC. And any value he can get from these cav archers is a huge bonus. He will have the economy lead. He'll know that. So killing 1 or 2 villagers would be a dream here. And since Thumbring's free and he's got more cav archers on the way, I think that dream could be a reality here in a second. Here he goes. Into the TC fire. And actually must have been a little distracted by this in the middle here because didn't quite get the connections he would have wanted with Vills. This timing's crucial because Dragonstar trying to drop his TC, bringing army back. But yeah, he's going to lose a Vill. That'll be our first Vill kill of the game. And yeah, 2 villagers is just amazing. And now you can run out of here. Did lose a cav archer over here, though, as he was microing that. And also, not the end of the world for Dragonstar. Will secure his gold. Also, Byzantine camels, super cheap. And, okay, lions attacking camels now. And camels do a lot of bonus damage against cav archers. So now, I mean, maybe if you're Barles, you worry that we might see a forward for Dragonstar. So I feel like camel siege and just holding the middle could do something for him. You see how good these camels... Oh, husbandry was such a clutch research. Okay, the lions are feasting. But honestly, guys, I'm liking Dragonstar's position a little bit more now. Only behind by 6 villagers, but has full map control. Does feel like a time where you could go siege. But also, if you think about it, why not just hold the middle with your army and just keep Barles out of the middle? That could also be an idea. Now, I think most of the cav archers for Barles died before he could realize husbandry was in for Dragonstar, because it came in on the last kill. So, okay, I was wondering if he'd research it. He's going to do it now. The lions are still just chasing the camels, which is hilarious to me. This is Gaia's point of view. There go the lions. The birds are part of Gaia, so that's funny. Unfortunately, they don't do a ton of damage. So it shouldn't be a big issue for Dragonstar. But let's see. Okay, here he goes. Patrol. Found him. Just as Bloodlines was clicked. So Bloodlines not being in could be an issue here. Look at Dragonstar's micro. Hold this one to the side. But also look at how much damage the cav archers do when they do get the volleys off on the hill. But the camel flood. The camel flood. Hear my battle cry. Very strong here. Monastery might even be to just heal up some of these cav archers, not even to get conversions. But you'll notice the stone count right here for Barles. He's like, I need a castle in the middle in the near future. TC in the middle for Dragonstar, who continues to prove me wrong. Byzantine's bad. Byzantine's no eco bonus. All these words came out of my mouth. Looking good now. And also going to mix in some monks. Not as heavy on stone, which might be considered bad, but as you guys all know, it depends. Because having similar vill counts and having less villagers on stone means that you have better food eco and better gold eco. And wood, in theory, you know. I guess it is 58 vills versus 51, but still. So yeah, this is 2 town centers into an eventual castle in the middle or TC in the middle for Barles. He does not want to have his 3rd TC at home. Even though he could have done that, possibly. Dragonstar has his TCs in the ideal positions. By the way, to the people who are here watching or listening or whatever, thank you guys for being here. I'm actually feeling it right now. I've hit that point past almost 8 hours where I just feel like I could go all day long, which I won't do because I have more streaming to do tomorrow and the day after and the day after that. But thanks, guys. Definitely need to start thinking about getting armor now if you're Dragonstar, which is a tricky decision because you don't quite have the food for that if you're going to keep camel production and TC production. But he might buy some food here. He actually just canceled camels. Yeah, he had 4 camels in queue. He canceled them. He's now... Oh, is he going to rush Imp? No. Maybe both. But pulls back at this time. And now Barles moves forward. So now Barles is feeling more confident about that castle or TC. And next to the ranges is a bit awkward, isn't it? That is in full line of sight for Dragonstar. But Dragonstar might want to chase down these cav archers, and Dragonstar might not be able to go out there. I mean, he can still see this, though. That's pretty crazy. A chain barding armor will now hit. The cav archers are not doing all that well. Despite thumb ring, maybe ballistics will help. There's the TC. We do have pikemen as well for Barles, but man, dude. Camels do so much damage. 14 kills for Barles, though. 9 deaths. It's not that bad. Also could build a castle soon. And we now are going to see skirmishers for Dragonstar. So he wants to go skirmishers and camels. I feel like it's a good time to go skirms. The cav archers are getting to a deadlier mass. You also see pikemen. Skirmishers can help there, too. There's the ranges. Now, Barles may be considering that castle soon. And there's not many pikemen here. In fact, the monk is going for the relic, and the monk should die. Monk does get a conversion, though, but a little wasteful there for Barles, possibly. Really wants the castle, but possibly fearing that the castle from Dragonstar could be coming. He's just going to place a castle safely there. Does feel like having a cheaper Imperial Age would help Byzantines a lot here. Guys, 76 villagers for both. 20 military for both. This is an incredibly close game. And Dragonstar can see all of this because of his buildings. He's actually making skirms out of that range. Is that a hotkey thing? Or is that intentional? Skirms are here. No ballistics, but still having skirms with camels is strong. Barles has to back away. Man. I feel like if Dragonstar can hold this hill and just drop a castle on it, it's going to be amazing for him, right? Look at this. Skirmisher still not having the final armor, taking a fight, but having the hill, so it's tricky. I think it could be viewed as a good fight for either. Certainly as good a fight as Barles is going to get against the skirms, right? So maybe that's why he's taking it. Dragonstar's thinking, well, I have the hill, I have skirmishers, you have just... I don't want to give you the hill because you're Tatars, and I want you to continue to take this type of fight as I get armor. Camels are mere distractions at this point. And, yeah, I think you just need to back away from here if you're Dragonstar, get more mass on the hill. Maybe buy a bunch of food, a bunch of stone, drop a castle on the hill, and rush Imp. 15 on food is not a lot for Dragonstar. He needs more farms, and he's going to work on that right now. And now he's given the Tatar player the hill. This is huge. This is huge. I think you really need to have that hill. Tatars are doing more damage when fighting on top of the hill. I guess now they'll have to fight uphill to take this type of an engagement. The camels and the skirms are going to push back, but a lot of the skirms are missing their shots because of no ballistics yet. And Barles is starting to save up more stone. Maybe we'll get some siege on the hill. That was the all-important position, I think. Whoever was going to hold that spot, I think, was going to have the edge going towards Imp. We'll still see. Also, Sergi, welcome, my friend. Welcome, welcome. But, man, the Tatars on the hill. The camel number is very low right now. Is dangerously low. And if the camel number's not there, I'm not sure what you hope for. Because with the castle being up and with the siege coming out, there's a lot of counters to skirms out there. Those camels are disappearing now. It's all skirmisher now. And now I'd love to see the siege pop out of the siege workshops. And I'd love to see maybe even a couple Keshiks just to deal with these skirms. Amazing move from Barles. He just had enough to hold in certain positions. He actually will make it to the Imperial Age before the Byzantine player. Shows how much Dragonstar had to invest. And Dragonstar's concerned. He's placing this castle to survive right now. He knows siege could come out. That's his worry. And now he sees the siege. Oh, man. The camels will not be able to take the siege, guys. It's desperation. It's to buy time. He will not be able to take the siege out with that. But he does buy the time. He does snipe a couple cav archers. And now he has his castle up. Okay, now Barles has a decision to make. And it's clear that he's made his decision. Castle on the hill makes sense. Does Castle on the Hill work against Byzantines when they have more HP? I like the decision. I like how he didn't hesitate. The previous game, he was really uncertain with his castle spot. This makes sense. The only way you're going to beat Byzantines and all that tankiness in their HP is if you have the head start to Imp, which he'll have. He doesn't know that, but he will. And then also if he's using the hill bonus. In fact, someone do the math on how much a Tatar Trebuchet does while on top of the hill. I actually want to guess. So 25% more damage. I think it's like 550 or 600 HP a shot. Something like that. I don't know. Now, what you don't want to do if you're Barles is throw away your entire army. But also, you want to have control over this game. So here he goes with the raid. And I think Dragonstar patrolled his army back home. Yeah, but it patrolled into the outposts and the houses there. Now this leads to a panic TC. This is merely a safety TC right now. For Dragonstar. Oh, jeez. This TC will go up. It will be garrisoned. Could lead to the cav archers going down, obviously. But I think Barles is planning ahead. Let's see. He's got a Treb. He's got a Treb on the way. Still diving underneath TC's house. House. Something. Palisade. Palisade works. Army trapped. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Was that raid worth it? I don't think so. What's his army going to be? He'll have Trebs, but will he have actual army? Guys, an epic play for Dragonstar. Obviously, he's under a lot of pressure right now. He needs to somehow get back on stone so he can continue to repair this castle and compete. These Trebs are doing a lot of damage. But an epic play for him would be to forget the middle. Do what you can with your own siege, but go directly to Barles' eco if you can find it. Because imagine if Skirms and Arbalest were back here. He's got no army right now. He's going into Light Cav. I honestly do think Light Cav is going to be fine, though, because I guess there's not a lot of crossbows for Dragonstar. Dragonstar has to use the market to balance out his eco. He is at the limit. The Trebs are dominating this Byzantine castle. Anyone who knows, who didn't know about how strong the Byzantines were with their castles before this is still not making sense to them, because that was incredible. Also, only having to go for 3 Trebs to win that was huge. I feel like if Dragonstar would have gained that hill and had a later imp, it's fine. But now it is in such a tough position to maintain gold control. And Barles knows it. Barles is going to go into Hussars, and he's just going to raid. Also, even in the Treb War, doing more damage on the hill will be huge. And Dragonstar calls it. How often do you see someone call the GG when they have more population? Not every day. But he could see the Hussars were about to hit his eco. He knew what would happen. He knew he wouldn't be able to push up the hill. He needed to hold this hill. Now, I don't know if Dragonstar could, but it seemed like it was really close. Like right here, 78 villagers for both, 22 army, and 23. You could talk about Maybe the fight he took before he had armor. You could talk about maybe needing to have ballistics. I really think, where was that? Okay, right here. So Barles is taking the hill because he knows cav archers do 8 damage. Skirmishers with no armor only have 4 pierce armor, which means I do 4 damage. Now, I guess he does a little bit less because he's firing uphill. Someone can do the math. But ideally, your skirmishers have 5 pierce armor or 6 pierce armor with the armor upgrades. What makes skirmishers strong is the fact that they have pierce armor. And their base pierce armor is not going to be enough in these instances. So he was just chewing out the skirm number. And it was just enough. Like right there. If he would have backed up to the hill, had the armor upgrade a bit faster, I think it's actually fine. Dragonstar never needs to leave the hill. Obviously, he did end up losing a lot of camels because he didn't have the skirm support. And it was just... That right there felt like the game. So close. This series has been so entertaining. And we have one more game. And it feels like an important game because, again, both players got 3-0'd in the first round. This might be the type of game we look back at a couple weeks from now if there's a point difference between Barles and Dragonstar or some of the other players in the group. And we say, remember that game and how important it was. Okay. Score 1-1. Heck of a series here, and we have Dragonstar playing as the Burgundians, and we have Barles playing as the Bohemians. Guys, this is a matchup which we have seen quite a few times. We've seen Britons, Burgundians, Bohemians. I think the win rates are pretty even as well. I think we've seen all the civs I just mentioned win or lose. But which civ do you prefer here? Last time I saw Burgundians versus Bohemians was, I think, in the Gold League yesterday. I think I prefer Bohemians because of how strong they can be with their hand cannon, halb, and bomber cannon push. But I'm not necessarily sure if that is always going to be the case. The way you tend to see Burgundians play is into a lot of eco and compete for the relics. So we'll probably see some monasteries from both. And then I think whoever gains the edge there, what the economies look like, and what the decisions are in late castle, early imp, make the biggest differences. I think the further apart the players are, the better it is for Burgundians. I would say this is about moderate, but again, a lot more forwards, a lot more early imp pushes winning so far in T90 Titans League Arena because of the forward resources and the fact that they are a little bit closer together than maybe standard arena. What am I thinking? I'm thinking that I have faith in Barles here. Barles is good friends with Maudry, good friends with a lot of the arena guys. Dragonstar, I don't think it really specializes on arena. I would say 55% chance for Bohemians, 45% for Burgundians if both civilizations are played to their maximum. And I think this being a home map for Barles. Actually, no, this isn't a home map for Barles. Now I'm confused. This actually would have been the pick from Dragonstar. So now I have no clue. But yeah, I don't see enough arena from both of them, but I would probably lean towards Barles here. I don't agree that it's a civ win for the Bohemians. I think there's a lot of amazing things Burgundians can do. I mean, even from Dark Age, their eco's just better. But again, I think if the Bohemians can get that early imp push going, I think it's very hard for most civs to stop. Except for maybe Aztecs, which we saw some examples in other rounds. Okay, I occasionally watch a content creator who does this stuff. And I'm going to do it from time to time. If someone's watching this later on YouTube, which will be, I don't know, a day or two after this, 3 days after this, let me know what you think. Which civ is best with this exact map generation? Let me know what you think. Before skipping ahead, I can see the analytics. Don't skip ahead. Yeah, I think it's pretty close. I do think Dragonstar's base is really good for a hold against an all-in push, though. Obviously, if it's imp, it's a problem regardless. But this gold, I can imagine a TC here. Take wood, take gold, farm space. This gold, perfect. I can imagine a TC here. Tons of farm space. Stone, obviously, a bit of a problem, as that's more towards the front. Yo, what's up, Shulker? Welcome. Yeah, I mean, I don't think Burgundians will pressure the Bohemians much. But if they were to, obviously, this stone and gold's a bit of a problem. This gold's obviously fine. They're on the back. I've been able to cover a lot more from this than I expected. Also, I have to quickly delete a couple things here. I've been meaning to expand my hard drive space, and we've just been recording so much stuff, way more than I normally do, that I have to go back and I have to delete random things, which is a little risky, but it's all old stuff, so I should be fine just so we can finish out today. Who would have thought that 1 terabyte could fill up that fast, man? It's like every week feels I'm deleting things. Hoofnitze's Burgundian stack? No. That's Bohemians. That's Bohemians. They're easy to confuse. Okay, can delete this too. Hello, computer? Okay, they're getting rid of that. Perfect. Did you get your couch, T90? I did, yes. People were very interested in the couch delivery. Got the couch. Honestly, and I did do some measurements, but it looks way bigger than I expected in our room. And so what happened was I asked them to, it's a sectional where you can like kind of customize it. I asked them to make the one side longer and the other side shorter for the brief time I spoke to them, but I was streaming. So I haven't seen what it looks like, but I think it'll be good. It's also, we haven't had anything in the room, so I think that's also what shocked me a little bit, was finally seeing furniture in the room. Didn't have any furniture in there for 9 months. Actually, you know what we had in that? If you really know my life stories, I don't know if Dux is still here. Dux brought it up earlier. I had the leftover rug, the free rug that I received, because the one time I ordered a rug, and 2 showed up. That's what I had just laying in there, because it doesn't fit. It's a massive rug. And the cats have just kind of been using it as like a scratching post, and we just didn't really care. But yeah, thank you for asking. Everything's good. That castle looks very good for Barles. I think he can pull it off. There's also a chance he sells all of his stone here. This is really fast. Blacksmith being cheap allows you to really cut some corners, though. Okay, there's the blacksmith. And normally you'd need a lot more on wood. Pushing in all of his deer. Sending another to gold. Trying to do the math in my head here. So he has... I feel like he needs to sell stone. I think he needs to sell some stone here to make it happen. Look, he bought food and he sold wood. He does not want to sell stone. Wow, he's going to make it work. Really slick build from him. It's not like this is slow from Dragonstar. Dragonstar is going to have a nice build order too. But Dragonstar has the better overall eco because of the wood and the because of the wood upgrade coming in early, and also because of the farm upgrade coming in early. There's a theme with players. Not a fan of the building position for Dragonstar. Would prefer it's out here, but maybe he's hiding it. Yeah, there's a theme for people who are playing with the Burgundians. And maybe they're right and I'm wrong, but they always have the same amount that they would normally have on wood. And then what happens is... Actually, I think this is perfect. I'll shut up. But anyway, sometimes they'll float too much wood and not have enough food. This is actually... Oh, breezy. Breezy as can be. Plenty of economy upgrades and plenty more to come. Alright, barracks for Barles. He's transferring more to his lumber camp right now. Has a lot on straggler trees otherwise. I don't think he's going to add something after the barracks. I don't expect an archery range. I do not expect a stable. I'm thinking spearman. And I could see him going forward here, maybe. I don't know, though. I don't think you want to attack the Burgundians with low eco. I think you need to accept that their economy is going to be better than yours. Try and get as many relics as possible. And then boom, and kill them in early Imperial Age. I think that's how it has to happen. Yep, here come the scouts. Eventually will be light cap for Dragonstar. And Dragonstar's wood count is looking really good for the TC and the monastery. And he's just going to camp the relics. And yep, there's the TC for Barles. Hello, future me that's watching on YouTube, making a guess, already knowing the answer and not skipping ahead. Yeah, Nathan. Actually, there's a question. How many of you guys rewatch games that you've already had, that you've already seen before? Like, if I were to stream something, right? How many of you rewatch that later? How common is that for you, I guess? A little sloppy from Dragonstar not to get his eco ups. The first thing you should do after clicking up to Castle Age is get your eco upgrades here. Kind of wasting the Burgundian bonuses. Okay, now it's really bad. Because he's still not doing it. Okay, maybe this is intentional for him. But I feel like if he would have researched the wood upgrade earlier, he would have had the wood for the TC in the monastery anyways. So I can't see a world where I agree with what just happened. But he does snipe the monk. More than I care to admit. I do when I can't fall asleep. How dare you? How dare you bring that up? Well, okay, so this is probably worse. I will occasionally watch my own videos back. Because it's good moments. Or like funny games or funny players. I will occasionally do that. I don't like sit through all of them. But I will revisit them, read the comments. Maybe it's just a creator thing. So I do it. I was just curious if you guys would. Obviously, I can't do that for... I literally have... I would not have enough hours in the day to do that with how much content I put out. And that's... Even if I didn't sleep, I don't even know if I could do it these days. Okay, third TC. Yeah, there's something about this that just bothers me to not have that farm upgrade in. It's not just that you can research it an age earlier. It's also that it's cheaper. But at the end of the day, you know, it's happened. Certainly, it's not like he can rush it in right now without affecting his Vil count, so... And okay, that's going to be relic number 1. By the way, Barles still out here with the scout checking these relics. So that's the first relic brought in. Their booms are pretty similar right now, but Barles doesn't have his Castle Age wood upgrade, so... I guess at the end of the day, the eco still is much stronger for Dragonstar. Now, guys, he is healing up his light cav, and I think he's gearing up to fight the spearman. I don't know if he should. I don't know if it'll work. 7 light cav versus 5 bohemian spearmen is probably a no, unless you have an upgrade. If I miss your stream during the day, I'll watch the replay during the night before you sleep. Okay. No time for that? I gotcha. Oh god! Woo woo woo! Oh no! The first villager goes down! But wait! Whoa, whoa! Hold on, rewind! No wonder he didn't notice that. Oh my god. Okay. Okay. Hold on, this is good shorts content. You ready? Dum-da-dum-da-dum. Here we are, looking for the monks, looking for the monk. Oh! Hey, monk, what's up? Hey, thanks for letting me in. Appreciate it. Hey, wow, cool. Kill that monk. Oh, another monk? Oh, great. Wow. Oh, geez, and the spearmen haven't been doing their jobs, so they're fired. And Barles now has to deal with light cav in his base. How annoying is that? Also lost this monk as well. Oh, geez, that awkward moment when you think you're safe on arena and then everything falls apart. Holy crap, man. Well, amazing position now for Dragonstar because he could really do some damage with this. And also, he's able to get the relics too. I mean, in theory anyways. We'll have to see what happens. I like how Barles is sending 2 spearmen out this way. I also like how he's not snagging this relic because he knows he doesn't need it right now. Yeah, and Dragonstar is even paying attention to this too, so that's really good work. But the light cav are still on the move to snipe any new potential monks, so... 1 spearman not going to cut it. And life just got a whole lot more difficult for Barles here. And oh, if the monk comes back, the monk is going to come in here. And now... Oh, wait, the spearman could do it? He's like, come back to me. Come back to my side, yes. Light cav on the gold. Barles moving the villagers around. This monk's going to make it in. And actually, after it's all said and done, could have been way worse for Barles. He will lose a villager here. But that's actually the first one that he's lost. And he managed his eco pretty good here. Much better than I would have. I imagine it definitely has affected his farm space. That would normally be the thing, because you don't want to expand your farms around the mill. Something that Dragonstar can now do, but we'll be 3-2 with relics. The light cav will obviously still run around, but not bad. Not bad. What this could affect, though, is the ability for Barles to take any map control if he wanted to do that right now, because he has to keep Spearmen at home. And I think what he would want to do is he would want to walk forward with the castle here. And he doesn't know if there's anything out there right now. So it would be the right play to do that. As the light cav were going to go in for the monks. Now they're not going to go in for the monks. But yeah, he's paranoid because of this situation. This villager, man, light cav are bad against villagers. Holy crap, they're bad against villagers. Finally dies. Most of the light cav go down. And the monk goes down, but the light cav goes down. And now let's see what Barles does. I think Barles will go to the middle with this castle now. It makes sense to me. Here he comes. Dragonstar is going to see this. Should make it away without being converted. He is a light cav after all. And there goes Dragonstar to Imp. Very important difference with these uptimes to Imp. Now he's going to keep an eye on things for conversions. Whew. T90, if you could just go and cast 5 sets a day every day, that would be great. Might happen for the next few weeks. Honestly, I think the Ducks had said something about it earlier. There's something nice about the play all threes. It's not quite as big a commitment. I also like how every game matters. There's nothing... Well, there's a lot of things worse than this. But what sucks as a caster sometimes, and maybe even as a viewer, is if it's a best of 5 and it's 2-0... And then that third game, you're just expecting that one player to win again, and it just doesn't really matter. It just doesn't feel like the valuable way to spend your time. But when it's a play all three, and every single game matters for the players, but, you know, then for the viewers as well, I think it's really nice. And okay, what normally would happen is the Bohemian player would want to be pushing forward. They'd want a forward castle, fast hand cannons, fast bomber cannons, and pushing. I don't think that's going to happen here. I mean, it won't be in the same way that you would normally see it. Now, Burgundian hand cannons, someone give me the percentage. I don't remember the percentage. What do they do? Like 25% more damage? So if it is hand cannon v hand cannon, Burgundians have the edge. Both civs have decent enough skirms. But Bohemians have better monks. And then Bohemians will have chemistry and faster. And again, this is why I had said 55% for Bohemians, is because I do believe that they're going to do pretty well with that. But oh, wait a second. The Lycav get converted. The skirms could deny this castle, guys. What on earth is this? I mean, it's a weird thing to say, skirms denying a castle, but that's precisely what we could see here. Imp's about to be in for Barles. He does have chemistry, so when he's in Imp, he can make cannons. And Dragonstar really needed his castle up. Oh, man, he needed that castle up. Now, if he denies this one, it'll be great. But, man, he needed to have a castle up so he could make trebs right when he was in Imp. Obviously, delaying this, more villagers will come out, though, and those villagers are going to complete the castle. And now, Barles can make a treb from this castle. He can make a treb from this castle. And he can also make a bomber cannon from this siege workshop, where Dragonstar has to wait. This is funny, though. These skirms are really being annoying right now. The bomber cannon will probably have to shoot the skirms, and in doing so, he might damage his own castle. Watch the castle HP at the bottom left. So knights have come out. Okay, watch the castle HP. Boom! I think he damaged his own castle. Now the knights are showing up. Don't tell me he loses a bomber cannon to this. Can you imagine? No way. Okay, the pike's there. Should be fine. But again, just really awkward. As we do now have the trebs for Dragonstar. Dragonstar is making hand cannons, but he's not making bomber cannons yet. Something he can do too, but he doesn't have the special bomber cannons. And guys, his other stone is out here and he's not taking it. And the other stone is out here for Barles and he's not taking it. And these skirms are going to be a pain on the other side. As we still see pikes right now for Barles, so he's expecting more cav, I guess. But he is going to win this castle war. All due to having the faster trebuchets. And I think he's going to have some time to figure things out here, whereas Dragonstar's hand cannons can't do anything if he can't take care of castles. All about the timing on Arena. And as we see the hand cannons snipe a bombard cannon, the timing was always going to be there for the Bohemian player if it turned into this type of game. I think players are... Oh, God. As the hand cannons go... Oh, is he going to snipe? Is he going to... He snipes it. Wait a second. That looks bad. And obviously he lost a lot of units. But now there's no bombard cannons for Barles. Dragonstar, understanding the situation, will push the castle back. And maybe could take the Trebs and maybe can take this game. What? Guys, I would have to go back and count how many hand cannons he lost. But it didn't look good. Now it's looking fantastic. Here he runs forward. Oh, if he can get the next one too. Are you kidding? Are you kidding? He gets the next one. He gets the Trebs. Holy crap. Look at the score switch. Look at the population switch. And now you need more siege workshops if you're Barles. Oh, Barles could be completely dead because of that. Wow. So on paper, I don't think that, like, however many hand cannons that was worth it for bombard cannon kills. But in terms of the game flow, it was super worth it. Barles thought he would have this position after winning the castle fight, and so did I. In the long run, he's got the better bombard cannons, but the second the castle's out of the picture, suddenly these Burgundian hand cannons matter way more than anything else. And Barles, he didn't think about stone ahead of time. Barles is panicking and going into monks. This could be over, man. Wow, that was so sick. I really thought Dragonstar was dead right there. Genuinely thought Dragonstar was dead after losing that castle. But now his army count's insane. The hand cannons have paid off big time. He's even switching into Cavalier. Redemption monks can convert bombard cannons, but they can't deal with Trebs. Let's see if Barles can have an impressive swing back, just like we saw from Dragonstar a moment ago. So far, 2 nice hits. Nice dodging as well. Oh, another great shot from Barles. Getting Bodcanero. Needs to buy more stone. The Treb's still firing, though, I think is the key. And I don't know if there's no castles again. I just do not know how this is possible. Oh, wait a second. Wait a second. Wait a second. Another bomber cannon down. Okay, bomber cannons from Barles actually doing something here. He got another one. He gets another one. And Dragonstar's trying what he did before, but guys. What is happening? The KD for Barles is incredible. Paladin's on the way for Dragonstar, though, so I guess he's just making it so Barles can never leave. Oh, and he's also camping the stone. That's really smart. Oh, I didn't realize he had that over there. That's so smart from Dragonstar. Just delaying the stone, denying the stone temporarily is huge. Okay, and now here come the hand cannons, and Dragonstar's just going to try and do the same thing he did last time. He's going to try and snipe these things. He's trying to dodge castle fire. Just keeping these things away for as long as possible. But he doesn't have hand cannons anymore. He needs paladins. Can he take the castle out? He needs to take the castle out. Here comes what will soon be paladin. There's 2 Trebs still firing. Barles has the pikemen. More bonus damage. And he gets the wall, but he can't save that cannon. And I don't think he can save the next cannon, but can he save the castle? He will save the castle. Barely. It went down to 57 HP. We still have ourselves a game. Are you kidding me? This is insane. So many units have gone down here for Dragonstar. He does have all the gold and the map secured, though. He's starting to expand his farms. He's got stone. He's got gold. He just needs to worry about the death ball push. And I love that sneaky move on the right side that Barles kind of has to respect now. And then I think he's just going to mass more Trebs and cannons for the middle. Or the left, I guess. But yeah, like Barles was thinking properly when he thought about going Halb. problem was he's been missing hand cannons. He's using bomber cannons for everything. That said, I mean, Dragonstar is taking some losses. He's doing more, right? He's going to go Onager now. He's doing a lot more, and he's got a lot more control in this game. But Barles still has plenty of fight left in him. And as long as he has this castle here, if he can get Halberdier, if he can get his own hand cannons and just keep massing that cannon, that bomber cannon number, you never know. I think we are going to see an Onager cut, though, from Dragonstar. I think he is going to Onager his way through the wood line and into Barles' base for a raid of some kind. Map control, obviously insane. It would have to be one heck of a comeback for Barles to push this back. I still can't believe, though, that he didn't win this game. It was so impressive from Dragonstar to realize what he needed to do after he lost his castle. It was so sick. Because if he doesn't sacrifice those hand cannons, he's dead. Barles has time to mass more cannons. Barles would tech switch into more army, whatever army he needed. I'm pretty sure the game would have been over there. 142 villagers, 3 trebs now coming forward. Here's Onager now. So I think the Onager will start to go through that wood line. We have architecture now for Barles, and this is essentially his last stand here, guys. But it's 4 trebs from Dragonstar. My boy, man. My boy listens to me when I talk about not trickle trebbing and how 4 trebs is the magic number. Let's go. And what do I always say in Loyal Legends? By the time your opponent reacts, they're already probably going to lose that castle. They have to send everything, especially in this case. Look at that micro. The Paladins take out the cannon. Barles is desperate as he runs out here. He actually won't take out a single treb. He loses his castle. The Onager cut might not even be needed now. And the Burgundians get the better of the Bohemians. Dragonstar will get the better of Barles, which is just amazing for his journey as he wants to stay alive and progress out of the group stage. But I do think it's realistic. The goal was probably to stay alive, not be relegated out, be back in Platinum again for next time around. $40 per win. I think he might go for the Revolution, guys. I think Barles isn't calling it. I think he might revolt here in a second. Okay. Oh, Hoofnitz is on the way for Barles. Another castle now. The Paladins are in. I don't know, Barles. You don't even have 1 cannon right now. And oh, the Revolution! The get out of my game Revolution! All of his villagers turn into military. And then Barles calls the GG. Oh, God. I don't know if you consider that disrespect because it's in the game. But, like, that's essentially a get out of my game revolution. I've got you regardless. Gets into 200 military. And, guys, nowadays when that's researched, it's funny because he couldn't even finish his castle then because his villagers can't build anymore. But nowadays when that's researched, you actually hear a raw. You hear a little sound effect, and then Barles just called the GG. Dang, man. That was a sick series. That was an amazing series. Honestly, one of the closest sets that we've had so far. I know that, you know, you might not normally look at these two players and say it's going to give you an amazing series because you don't know the players. You don't get to see the players face up a lot. I really enjoyed that series. And so for Group B, Dragonstar has played Hera in his first 2 rounds, right? Or not like both the rounds, but if you think about it, he played 2 rounds. He played Hera, which many people expect will probably 2-1, 3-0 everyone. And after 2 rounds, he's got 2 points. That's not bad. For Barles, it's significantly worse in my opinion because he has played Velez and then Dragonstar, and he's got 1 point, and he still has someone like Hera. I think even Yo. Yeah, Hera and Yo are still coming up. Obviously, Yo's still coming up for Dragonstar later on. And it will be a very motivated Yo because Yo has only 1 point himself after 2 rounds. As it stands, I don't think this is the full conclusion of 2 rounds or of, the first 2 weeks. But we're pretty close, at least with Group B and the way things are looking right now. Group B is by far the most interesting group right now. From the conversation you could have about Yo to the conversation than Dragonstar and Barles and what's going to happen with Velez, what's going to happen, not necessarily with Hera, but like I think Group B is pretty crazy. And then Group A as well, and I will sum this up and we'll look at it here in a second, is also heavily contested. So, yeah, great play from Dragonstar, who could have even taken game number 2. Barles could have taken game number 3, though. And maybe even game number 1. It was just a really, really close series. Look at this military population graph. That's funny. In the end, Dragonstar wins this game, but Dragonstar won the game because he sacrificed 15 hand cannons to kill 2 bomber cannons. And he knew in that moment, even though it looked so bad for the KD and it was so costly, that he needed to do it.